Well, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Out here in the middle of nowhere, Wyoming. The sun's starting to go down. It's below freezing. I'm in a company truck heading home after being up here for a little over 5 weeks on a show of a job, really. All in a trailer. Talking to my mom on the hands-free right towards the end of our 45-minute conversation. The low tire pressure light decides to ding on the old work truck, so hung up with her, pulled over. Luckily I found this little turnoff to back into, so I wasn't trying to do it on an incline, you know, leaning over real bad. Come to find out, old truck, I found a little bottle jack, but I didn't have the tool to turn the jack, so I said, what the hell? I got a trailer, it's got a big jack on it, right? That little guy right there. I go ahead and jack her up, jack the whole ass of the truck up. It worked, I got the tire off the ground. Hell yeah. There's a spare tire underneath the truck. It's got air in it, it's not flat like they always are. Then I remember, it's a Ford. I don't have the tool. The stupid ass little locking key tool. I wonder what I even did with it. I'll see if I can find it. Here it is. There's a little bastard. This guy. This dumb little shit. Right? Gotta have that special lock tool to go on the end of the tire tool to slide into that little tube to crank the spare tire down. Well, I don't have one. What do? I get on old YouTube. Thanks, YouTube. I find out that you can pluck this dumb little plug out if you can get to it. If you can get to it. Their best advice is to pull the spare tire down with a 2x4 or something so you can get your arm up there. Well, I got some dumbass big old fat arms there, right? They ain't gonna fit very well. Well, I figure out I can get a 24-inch pipe wrench into one of the holes of the rim and push on it as I try and jam something up between the tire and the frame to get it, you know, angled out enough where I can get my damn hand in there. I did. Then I messed around for about 20 minutes with these big old pipe vice grips that I got in my toolbox. These little guys right here, reaching up blindly trying to clamp these big old things way out there onto this little dumb shit from the side. Blindly had to do that so I could pluck that sumbitch out of there, and I did. I got it. I was so happy when I got it. Well, now I got to get a way to get in there to the crank to crank the tire down. I said, oh hell. Walked around trying to find something. I found something. The old little deal right there on the fender. Keep the fender from vibrating. Yeah. I said, hell, it's got pretty flat ends on it. I ought to be able to get it to work. So, with this big dumb sumbitch, for about another 20 minutes, I got to take out the bolts in that sumbitch, and I got it out. Oh hell. The end of it was too damn big. So now what do? That's the piece anyway. Had to straighten her out. Straighten her out on the trailer here. And got her straightened out. Then I grab my good old Nipex dipes. dikes. Knipex dikes. And I used my big old dumb bear paws vice grip, and I got that sumbitch cut. And I got it cut and shaped into a damn good looking tool. Well, it was still a little too big, so I had to beat on it with a hammer a little bit there to tighten it down. But hey, sumbitch worked. Look at this. So I had to get in there. See there up in there? My sweet little tool I made. Oh yeah. Reach on in there if I can still see it when I get to it. Oh, she's in. She's in, baby. And I just turn her. Turn that bad boy. And down she comes. Coming down. So I got my spare tire. Now, I just got to get that dumb sumbitch right there off of there. Get the new one bolted on. And I'll have my happy ass back on the road. It's been about an hour and a half of dealing with this. Cars going by. I got pretty desperate there for a minute. Need Ford tire tool. Not one of these dirt decided to stop. That's alright, I probably wouldn't stop. Well, I always do stop, but can't blame them really. Oh, this little fun guy. This is the little tube that goes to that deal to kind of guide your rod in. Well, you can't pull that little plug out without getting that tube off. And this dumbass tube would not fit through the bumper to pull it out. So I had to climb under there with my box cutter, jab that sumbitch in there, cut a piece, reach up, turn it a little bit, jab that in there again, turn it a little bit, jab it in there again until I finally got about halfway through, and I said, ugh! Broke that sumbitch off. Now I could get to it, and you heard all the rest there a minute ago. But I tell you right now, this dumb sumbitch right here, that can go straight to hell. I'm keeping that. I'm gonna put that on a necklace, put it around my damn neck. Let me switch this thing back. So, back at you, and it's getting colder by the second here. I don't know what it is, probably 20 degrees. Pretty sunset going on in the background there. But here I am. I'm running out of daylight quick, actually. I need to get this damn spare tire on there. But, so that was my fantastic ordeal in the middle of nowhere in Wyoming, trying to get back to Oklahoma. Hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe I'll make another more instructional video to some of you guys that have these Ford trucks that have that lock, and maybe you bought the truck used and the previous owner didn't give you the tool with it. And maybe I'll break it down a little bit more step by step to where you guys can do this at home before you're stranded on the middle of the road, or in the middle of nowhere on the side of the road. But anyway, I can't feel my fingers right now, so let me get this damn tire off of here. Hopefully I can get the freaking lug nuts off and get this tire changed out real quick. So I'll get back at you guys in a minute. Okay. Also, now that I got my spare tire dropped and I'm trying to change this, this is what I get to pull these lug nuts off with. And these are torqued to 185, I think, foot-pounds, maybe 165, something like that. Little 7/8, not even a deep socket. Can't even put the ratchet all the way clicked in because it hits the tire. So I get her in there just enough to bite. Then I gotta grab my damn cheater pipe, I guess you call it. It's my pickup bar for running guns out for wire line. Get her slid just enough on the end of that thing, or on the end of the ratchet to bite, and hope that sumbitch don't come apart as I push on, as I get her. Oh, and she breaks. There she goes. Yeah, well, didn't get her all the way yet. A couple clicks. my cheater pipe back on there. There we go. Ah, son of a bitch. Alright. 3 down, 5 to go. Welcome back. So you've got to see this. All of them came off except for one. She decided she was just going to spin on there and strip. So I found these little metal shims that I have that I use for work, and I got it bent right there. Couple pieces of the shim on the one side of the socket. Yeah, you can't see in there, but it's jammed in. I pounded that on there with the hammer, so I hope she's tight enough. We're about to see if that's going to get her. Get my ratchet on here. Ratchet's on. Get my cheater pipe. My cheater pipe slid on there. All right. Moment of truth. Are you gonna brake or are you gonna spin? We'll see if that tab spins. I'll know. Looks like it's stripping again. Alright guys, a little update. Back on the road. That last little clip you saw was me failing to get that final lug nut off. That 7/8 socket was a little too big for those lug nuts. They're probably metric. Wouldn't surprise me if Ford went to metric. Kind of ran out of options. I tried my big pair of not channel locks, adjustable wrench, crescent wrench, and it just stripped even worse. Tried doing a different combination of the shims. Couldn't get any more shims in. It was hard enough getting those two in there when I had to beat it on with a hammer. So pretty much resigned to failure, and I was about 10 miles north of a small town out here in the middle of nowhere, Wyoming. There was a couple 24-hour wrecking yards, tow services. I called around a little bit. First place I called said they probably didn't have their truck loaded out well enough to help change a tire. Gave me the number to another place. Called that place. Tell them, I'm stuck on the side of the road, 10 miles north of you. All I need is someone to come up here, run one lug nut off for me so I can get my spare tire on and get me on my way. I said, all right, well, it's $150 service call fee to come out. It's $125 an hour, minimum 2 hours. I laughed and hung up. He called me back and just check and see if I said, yeah, I hung up on you. So I'm not paying $500 to do one lug nut. Bye. Hung up on him again. Called another place. They said, okay, well, it's $75 service fee and then $4 a mile to get there. So another $40+ to drive out there. So we're looking like $115 or something. I said, all right, let me think about it. I wanted to call around a little more. Another idea I had was maybe if there's a Walmart or something still open, a truck stop, where I could call, maybe get a cab to town, $10, 10-mile cab ride to go to town, buy what I needed, and come back out and get it done. Probably be cheaper than having a tow truck come out for $115. No Walmart, no truck stops open, nothing in town I could find where I could probably get a ride to buy what I needed. So it was looking like the tow company deal was going to be my best bet. I tried to one final tow company place. Said it was going to be, you know, $100 again. I do have AAA. I'm covered from my motorcycle all the way up to my 40-foot motor coach. I get 4 service calls a year for free. Any combination of, you know, roadside service or towing. I get up to 1 200-mile tow and 3 100-mile tows for free every year. So I could have called AAA, had them dispatch a tow company. Who knows? I'm pretty sure the companies I called in this town that was real close were not AAA service providers. I could have called AAA and they could have dispatched somebody from who knows where to come out, and I could have been waiting for hours and hours. It would have been free, but it would have cost me a lot of time. So I pretty much, you know, gave in and was going to call the one company I talked to for $125 to come out. I called her back and I said, I've never heard of a tow company charging a service call fee to come out and so much per unloaded mile to get to you. Never heard of it. Not once. I've heard plenty of it's this much service fee to come out and then so much per loaded mile. And then she got all defensive, was being kind of a bitch. I said, all right, let me think about it and call you back. So I hung up, and right about when I hung up, state trooper comes, flips a Huey, you know, sees a truck on the side of the road, flips a bitch, comes back and you know, to see what the deal was. It's pitch dark by now, so I got out and met him by his car. I said, welcome to the show. Showed him around, explained to him what the situation was. Luckily, he grabbed the 4-way out of his car, and that sumbitch fit perfectly. I about twisted the cheap 4-way he had. I about twisted it, maybe a quarter turn. Actually twisted the deal, but I was like, man, I'm probably gonna break this 4-way. So, well, if you do, you do. So put it back on there and gave it one more shot and leaned into her and gave it hell, and she broke free. Got the lug nut off. Right as I'm taking that last lug nut off, I hear him get a call on the radio. There's an accident, a semi-truck somewhere down there in town. He had to go. He waited around for a couple seconds for me to get that tire off, get the other tire on, and get all the lug nuts on, and gave him back his 4-way, and he was on his merry way. Got my tire on, got all the tools put up, everything squared away, and got about 3 more hours to the hotel, so I can get some rest for tonight, and then about another 11 hours home tomorrow. So I stop somewhere in town tomorrow morning and buy a spare tire to replace the one that I used, and I'm tempted to just make them let me replace all 4 tires on this truck, because if that one did what it did, I'm kind of scared about these other ones making another 1,000 miles home. So anyway, that'll do it for this video. If you liked it, thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. Like I said, I might get a little bit more of a tutorial video on how to pull that damn locking specialty key deal off of there, so you could just use the regular tire tool if you had one to spin the spare tire down. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Y'all have a good night. I'm gonna try to. Be safe. Love you.